Hello and welcome back to New World. So the brand new hyper-realistic life simulation game inZOI is out, and you guys have been enjoying a ton of inZOI content over on my channel. But there has been one frequently asked question on this channel, and that has been, how do you actually create your ZOIs in inZOI? And in this video, I'm gonna give you guys a quick tutorial on how I create my ZOIs in inZOI and some of the tips and tricks that I learned along the way. So if you like the content I put out, make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button down below. I have a ton of content releasing for inZOI, and I'm very excited to see what you all create after you watch this video. So without wasting any time, let's go ahead and hop into this tutorial. All right, so welcome to Create a ZOI. Now, Create a ZOI is where you're able to create the ZOI that you want and get them ready to be placed inside of inZOI, whether you're choosing from Doan, Bliss Bay, or the new world that's releasing this year. Whenever you are playing this game and you see this video, and the very first thing you'll be introduced to is the ZOI presets menu. Now, there are a ton of ZOI presets that you can choose from to give your ZOI that exact base. This is the base that I'm using. I can create the ZOI off camera so I can show you guys a little bit more of what you can do and some of the tips that I use and some of the tricks that I learned. How I like doing it the best is based off race. So if I want to make a black character, I'll use a black ZOI. If I want to make a white character, I'll use a white ZOI. If I want an Asian character, I'll use an Asian ZOI. So I can get those features exactly how I want. I just want to give you guys a tip. So when you're creating your ZOI, don't feel limited. Make sure that you go into ZOI presets first and get the ideal ZOI that you want. So now that you selected the ZOI that you wanted to use, let's go ahead and go over to this category here. Now, when you're creating ZOIs, you can choose 6 different age groups. So you have child, teenager, young adult, adult, middle age, and senior. We want this to be a young adult though. We want this to be a male. Now you can choose between male and female. You can also go over here to this gender identity. You can select certain gender identity. So this could be a male, female, or non-binary. You have romantic relationships. So it can be interested in romantic relationships, yes or no. And then you can be attracted to either male, female, or non-binary as well. So I want to give this guy a name. You can also use the randomizer. Let's see what randomizer we would do. We'll do Marvin Myers. That's actually a really good name. Now you can also go over to traits. If you head over to traits, you can select different traits. Now there are 18 traits that you can choose from when you want to make the ZOI that you want. Now with this ZOI, I want him to be more of a go-getter ZOI. And when you select these traits, you have different keywords, values, and characteristics, and also a description in this menu as well to kind of let you know exactly what you're selecting. So he avoids conversation, recognition gauge decreases quickly, nervous feeling lasts for a longer time, frequently feels confident though, and values achievements and professional activities. I actually really do like this description because it's not like the perfect typical charmer or typical socialite ZOI. We got a ZOI that got a little bit of flaws and also a ZOI that also has a good bit of positives as well. Now over here is also your desired life, and with your desired life, it reads, starting off with a life direction is a fast way to experience new opportunities, and we can choose a certain desired life that we want to kind of fit the description of our ZOI just a little bit more. Now he is a go-getter ZOI, so I want to do the life of advancement. Now when selecting these, you have different traits, values, ambitions, and skills. You also have certain preferences as well that kind of fit that ZOI. Now I really do like this. Seeks continuous growth and self-improvement by focusing on personal development and learning new skills. Strives to become a better version of themselves, finding fulfillment in product pursuits, aspires to enrich their lifestyle by embracing lifelong learning. I like this a lot. This is a really cool description of the ZOI that we want. Now let's go over to face, right? And like, how did you create this ZOI? Now when you are in inZOI, you have 3 different things that you can choose from when you are trying to edit your ZOI. So you have basic editing. What basic editing does is it takes those basic core features that you want to change, and you can change these. So if we want to do ear height, if we want to change like the width of the ear, we can do that as well. But a good thing about this is if you go to detailed editing, you can go in and now you can go detail about what basic editing feature that you change and kind of enhance it a little bit more. So like I said, we changed the height of the ear and the width of the ear, but we can go inside and we can change the tip of the ear, we can change the earlobe, we can also change the middle part of the ear as well. Now a really cool thing to make your ZOIs look a little bit more realistic is a lot of human beings are not very symmetrical. So turning off symmetry and kind of giving your ZOI like a face, it makes them look a lot more realistic than having everything look so perfect and symmetrical. So you can change this here. Like perfect example, I have the nose kind of tilted here a little bit, then I have like it kind of hit right here. So it kind of looks like he's making an expression, but it's also not too major to the point where it looks like his resting face, which looks really cool. Now going over and beyond basic editing, symmetry mode, and detail editing, you have different hairstyles you're able to choose from. There's a ton of different hairstyles. I chose this hairstyle though. I really like how this hairstyle looks. This was a really good newly added hairstyle. And with each of these hairs, you have different hair color sets. Not only do you have different hair color sets, you also are able to change the hex code, and also you kind of have your own color wheel about the exact color that you want when it comes to creating that certain hair color in the game that you want. So I want this to be, go back to this for it to be more of an all black hairstyle. I like this. They also have mustaches. They also have beards as well. You're able to select these mustaches and beards, change the color that you want, and also you're able to do that as well. Now, let's say you want your hair color to be all the same. You want to go over to here. You just want to click change all hair to match. And if you select this, all the hair color does match as well. But we're going to undo this by pressing Control Z. Now we got done with the basic editing, the hair. Let's go over the facial characteristics. Now, this is the feature that gets your Zoi looking exactly how you want your Zoi to look. Now, what this does is it adds in a little bit more of creativity when it comes to creating the accuracy of your Zoi. So a perfect example, if you want your Zoi to have more eye bags, you can add more eye bags as well. If you want to make your Zoi have smile lines, you can add that. Brow creases to kind of enhance that facial expression that he's making, as you can see. You can do that here as well. You also have different skin glow. You also have different like jawline to change the depth to see how defined the jawline is as well. The facial characteristics feature is very underrated because a lot of people, they might create their Zois and sometimes they forget that you can go in here and you can really go in and enhance the details and make your Zoi look a lot more realistic in this game. Give them a little bit more facial definition, give them a little bit more features to add in to get that exact look that you want. They also have different moles, freckles, scars, and face paint as well. But with face paint, this is where you can add tattoos, which is really, really cool. So if you want your Zoi to have tattoos, you can add these in here as well. Now let's head over to the eye category. Now with the eyes, you can change the different eyebrows that you want, eyelash, and also the iris. Now, a very cool thing, and one thing that I've learned is Zois look very, very realistic when you change the pupil size and you kind of make it a little bit smaller, and then you can go over to the inner iris and change that color. So now it gives the Zoi a little bit more depth than he did last time. So this is before, and then this is after. It gives your Zoi just a little bit more life to them. It kind of adds in a little bit more detail. A really cool thing about inZOI and creating realistic Zois is detail does matter, and even the small things like seeing the pupils and also seeing the iris as well does make the characters just feel a little bit more alive and a little bit more lifelike. Now also, you can head over to the makeup tab, and with the makeup tab, especially when it comes to creating male Zois, you can kind of enhance and add in a little bit more definition to your Zoi with this. So it's not like they're wearing makeup. It's kind of like an added feature to add in a little bit more definition in your Zoi's face. You can also remove it as well if you don't want that, but if I add this in, it adds just a little bit more glow on his face, which is really cool. You can also have blush, eyeshadow, eyeliner, and lipstick. Also, lipstick as well is another detail that gives your Zoi a realistic look. If I remove this completely, this is what his lips look like before, and then if I go back, this is what his lips look like after. So it just adds in a little bit more detail when it comes to going in. Try to go in, and when it comes in the face category, and go through each different thing in every single subcategory and make sure that you're not missing out on what you want to add in. Now, heading over to body, you have certain body types that you can add in for your Zoi. So if you want your Zoi to be a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger, you can add that. If you want your Zoi to be a little bit bigger, you can add that as well. Also, if you want to add a little bit more definition to your Zoi without having to change the complete body type, you can go over to body shape and add in a little bit of muscle if you want to. You can also change the body weight as well. And also in the body category, you have a little bit more sliders that you can choose from, like the neck slider. You can do some of the shoulder and the arms. You can also change the chest if you want to. Also, you can change the torso, the hips. You can go in and really go into detail. You got the calf size as well. You can go into detail and go a little bit more intense. We can also change the head size as well in this menu as well. It took me a long time to know where the head size was in this game, but it's actually in the body category. You also have things like chest hair, arm hair, and leg hair. We're kind of probably going to go like this to kind of give it just a little bit more realism. Probably go like this, which is cool. Next is the outfit category. Now I have this pretty cool calm outfit. You have different outfit categories. You have everyday, formal, school, sleepwear, party wear, sportswear, swimsuit, summer, and winter. Yes, in this game it does have seasons in the game, in the base game, which is really cool. So being able to add these is an added W to inZOI. Now you also have different outfit presets. So if you don't want to go in and go into detail and you just want to make a couple of Zois and you don't want to waste too much time, you can go over here, select the that outfit, and you can already have an outfit detail here. Now, these outfits come with certain accessories as well, and this is a tip that I want to give you guys when you are creating ZOIs. When you are creating ZOIs in inZOI, one of the first things that I do when I create my ZOIs is if you want your ZOI to have piercings, right? Or if you want your ZOI to have hats, eyewear, necklaces, different headpieces, nails, wristwear, rings, piercings, nose rings, and things like that. What I like to do is I like to put the accessories that I want on my ZOI. So all I want them is to have earrings, but you can go in and add in those other accessories that you want. And I like going over the outfit, save the outfit. When I do this method, I usually make sure my ZOI has no clothes on, so I just keep the accessories and just not the whole outfit. But you can go over to each tab and you can go ahead and click apply to each of these categories, and now he has the accessories that he wants. Of course, he has on the whole outfit, but you can just remove all of these here and then keep that accessory and then put that accessory all over here. That's a very cool tip that I like to tell people, especially when it comes to this game does not have a apply to all feature just yet, but I cannot wait for them to add that in. Now, a really cool thing about inZOI when it comes to outfits, if you want to create a certain shirt, you can. They have different necklines, sleeves, and also hems that you can create. So I'm going to create a quick little shirt real quick. I'm gonna do this, and you can do like a certain shirt like this. You can also change the color as well if you want to. I'll probably give them like a little gray one. And then what you can do is you can click the save button. When you save this, you can select that shirt. Now, I think I have to go back in and add the color. You can also save the color on the color wheel if you don't want to keep going back and forth and changing these in each different subcategory. Each subcategory is just different parts of the shirt that you can change. Now, another really cool thing about the crafting feature is that you can also create custom bottoms, skirts, necklaces if you want to change the certain necklace chain, and also add your own pendant. You can also do that as well. And then also a really cool thing that you can do is add custom watches. So you can add a custom watch frame, band, and also watch face. Now what I want to do is I kind of want to give him that Apple Watch look. I like that professional Apple Watch look. I love this look. This looks really sleek and cool. I'm going to click save, and this will be in your accessories category in your custom tab when you're in this menu. So now it's starting to come together and look very, very, very realistic. Now, still talking about outfits, we have different categories. You can choose different tops, outerwear, sets, bottoms, accessories, shoes, underwear, custom. You can really go in and add in that exact outfit that you want. Of course, when we go in the forum, I'm just going to do this outfit so you guys can see the creativity. So I really do like this top. If you want to go in, like I said, each different category has different parts of the shirt that you can change the color of, and they also have different presets as well. I actually really like this gray look. And then you want to go over to outerwear. We can kind of find that suit jacket that we want. So we can go here, find a certain suit jacket. We can go over the bottom and find those suit pants. We got the suit pants here, and I really do like these shoes. A cool thing is also shoes are just as customizable. You guys can see I want to kind of do this look here, which I think looks really, really cool. One thing that I like doing when it comes to formal wear is a lot of people, when it comes to formal wear, they do wear accessories. So I'm going to go over, I'm going to go to rings really quick, kind of give them like a cool little ring. Maybe you have different color presets. You can do this. And the cool thing is with wristwear, if I go over to the accessories, I can't really see my watch, but if I go over to wristwear and I put this chain here or put this here, it actually looks really cool. Now, as you can see, it adds in a little bit more personality to this ZOI. So now you can tell that this ZOI probably has some money. You know what I'm saying? If you got a chain dropping and he got a gold chain and a gold ring, you probably got some money. You know what I'm saying? But this is really cool. And also, like, let's say you want your ZOI to wear glasses, you can do that as well. Like, we can have him wear some glasses if you want to be formal, but I like this look without the glasses. Yeah, this is his everyday outfit. I really do like this fit. I like this ZOI. This ZOI looks realistic, and you guys got to see how I was able to create realistic ZOIs in this game. Go in and make sure that when you are creating a ZOI, take as much time as you need to get that exact look that you want. This game has a ton customization options when it comes to creating ZOIs in inZOI. And the more and more that you're in Creator ZOI, the more that you're able to see the potential of what Creator ZOI can be. This is my custom Zog set that I created over on the canvas, where I went in and I went beyond the color and I went over to my texture feature and I added in my own custom textures. Yes, you can add in your own custom textures in inZOI. So the possibilities are endless when it comes to creativity, when it comes to creating the ZOI that you want. This is more of a beginner friendly, but over time, as you go and create more ZOIs and you go in this menu and you really want to have and enhance your creativity, you can then go over here and start creating custom brands and adding in things to really enhance that creativity when it comes to creating the Zoi that you want. So that is a quick guide on how to create realistic Zois in inZOI. Like I said in the video, make sure you take your time, find inspiration on social media, find inspiration on Pinterest maybe. Go in the game and really try to make the Zoi that you want and have fun creating Zois in inZOI, because with a very enhanced character customization system like this, there are endless possibilities when it comes to creating very high quality, very realistic Zois. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button down below, so you have a ton of inZOI content releasing. I really appreciate y'all for watching this video. If you guys want another tutorial about how I create custom clothes in inZOI, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll have that video out for you guys as soon as I can. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. New World out.